Alright, you lot, Chopper John here, and today we are looking at Transformers Age of the Primes Leader Class Big Convoy. Here he is in his bot mode this time round. Yeah, it's really the best mode I can start off with. Anyway, he comes with a sheet of instructions right here, and this papers thing. Now, there's a reason I do this. It's because it's the best mode to showcase his accessories. One of which is this gun here, which fits in his hand, of course. The other is this weapon, which is on his back. Gigantic thing, might I say. You could also store the tiny gun in here as well. This is on a hinge, so you could just fold this away right now. Right. This is one of his accessories. It actually transforms on its own. What you do is come around to the sides, just kind of undo them, bring them out so far. Flip this section down. You're supposed to flip this down as a little stand. You don't really need to do that, especially if his arms aren't loose. Just in case, they included it. How nice of them. But fold the handle down, bring this whole section down like that, and slide out. Now, this is the basics of what you're supposed to do, like this. What I tend to do is rotate these forwards, kind of bend them, and bring them the rest of the way forwards, like this. And I take the trunk of the mammoth and just bend that down and bend it up like this. This is what I tend to do with it. Right? This thing here is on a hinge, so fold that back. As you can see, you've got these features here, these missiles painted in. You bring that up, and I'm going to need to do this. Now, I know you're supposed to pop tab this little bottom tab that's here into the shoulder. That's more often than not difficult to do. But what you can do is just put it in his hand like this, and there you go. That's it. Yeah, pretty cool. There's another feature. You can flip out these tonfas here, although they're smaller than the originals. So yeah, you can flip those out. Like I said, that those missiles here. Another thing it comes with inside his chest is a matrix. Pull that out, close it up, bring them forwards. Yeah, spoiling the articulation a little bit to showcase it off. Put that in his hands, and you go. May he light our darkest hour. Whatever Beast Wars Neo equivalent there is. Yeah, yeah. It's a Beast War Convoy's a Japanese original figure. It's Japanese, a Japanese show. So, interesting. Put that back in. Close it up. Right. Just kind of bring it all back right now. Yeah. Another thing comes with are these little things here, which are meant to replicate the original missiles. They store right here in bot mode. In beast mode, they'll store back here. You could also remove them and put them in his hand as well. Yeah. Another thing he can do, I think this is specific to this figure, bring these down, kind of undo these sections, bring them forwards, and into place. These will be his little pip guns. Really nice. Although on mine, one of them, the joint is smaller. This joint is actually pretty fine. This joint tends to be smaller, so sometimes if I'm pulling it out, it'll come off, as it's kind of doing here, I think. Well, no, it isn't. But it is a thing to be paranoid of. Now, most of the time, I don't keep them that far back in the first place, especially when the gun is not on his back. I don't tend to do that. I only do that if I'm going to put the gun on his back because you can't store it otherwise. Another thing you can do is remove one of the tusks here. They'll come separate in the box, and you can put them on his arm like this, and there you go, like that. So just in case Wheelie comes round, starts doing his little rhymes, Convoy here can just pull them out. No problem. Though I must put this back for now, because I'm going to need it for beast mode. I'm going to need that for beast mode. Anyway, yeah. pretty much all there is to him for the accessories. Articulation is that the head turns 360, goes up and down, tilt, and whatnot. These can also move because of transformation. Shoulders can turn 360, though you've got to be mindful of that. Arms go outwards, and there's a butterfly joint forwards and backwards, well, the backwards part was mainly the transformation joint, but works. Biceps turn 360, elbows bend 90 degrees, slightly past 90. Hands turn 360. His waist turns 360, I think, although it's not important for the transformation. Yeah, yeah, it does turn 360. You just got to be mindful of certain things, but yeah, turns 360. Hips go forwards pretty far, backwards decently far, outwards if you get these up, pretty much do the full splits, I would reckon. Wait, yeah, full splits, I'd say. There's a thigh swivel that can turn 360. There's also bending of the knee, which is slightly below 90. There's also a joint underneath that, which can turn 360, but it's very important for transformation. Ankles turn pretty far, well, relatively far, and this goes, depending on well, yeah, this can't move actually. But the heel spur can move forwards a little bit. You needed it to. Yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much it, I think. I've mentioned all there is to mention on him. You position these how you want. Like that, bring them up, whatever you want to do, you can do it. Like, yeah. So, yeah. I need to transform this back because it's going to be pretty important, really important part of the beast. Uh, unfold the trunk, bring these out, fold that down, fold the handle down, slide that in, fold that down, two tabs, two slots up there, and bring these sections round, two tabs here, and two slots in here. So, and that's pretty much how that's going to look. Right. So, yeah, I think I've said all there is. So, yeah, yeah. Convoy colors, very reminiscent of other G2 primes and whatnot. Very reminiscent, makes sense. Right. Yeah. So, I'm going to need to remove these for transformation because they'll store in a completely different place in beast mode. They'll get in the way in this mode. Yeah. Transformation to alt mode is simple, relatively so. Turn the arms 180, close these up, turn the head 180. Now, when moving these, this is interesting. Like you've got to make sure it clears past that, but also make sure that it does clear the shoulders. Very interesting. Yeah. Bring them round, combine them together like that. Bring all this up like this, like that. There you go. That's pretty much it for that. Just kind of get these out of the way. Fold that down. Bring the legs out to the front like this. Going to leave that. Just kind of extend them out all the way. Push these backwards. The gold sections, when folding them out, you want to unfold them at this section, though it's not unusual to accidentally fold it at the red section rather than the gold. That does happen. And no, it's not gold plastic, it's just gold paint. And for your information. Slot here, tab here, bring that up. This is also how you know whether or not you've got the waist straight, because otherwise, none of that will work. It's a very good sign of whether or not you've got things lined up. Right, open these up, straighten the feet out, fold that up. I'm going to close it up. It'll make things easier for me. I do that, close it up, flip up the heel spur into the feet like that. And here's what you want to do for this. Bend the knee just a little bit. I kind of press here, turn that section. You don't want the thigh, you want this section to turn. It's going to be pretty important. Because if you use the wrong joint, it won't work. Put that together. That. Gotcha. Drop. Right. and then bend these. This is why you want to use this joint and not that joint, otherwise you won't be able to do this. This, just straighten that out. Right. Undo these, bring them out, make sure that tab clears that. Right. When going here, this tab here goes into that. This tab goes into that. Going to be important to remember. Right. Why you want to make sure that tab clears that. If you don't, it won't work. Go. Make sure all that's extended out so we can do this. Right. Fold these to the back like this. Getting these undone is a bit of a pain, not gonna lie, especially when you first get them. Right. Ports here, slots here, but also kind of tab here and a slot up there. You want to line all that up. This, yeah. Another thing you want to make sure to do is to straighten the hands out. That might be your best interest. Right? And, well, since he's like this, you can just go ahead and just, store these within here, like this. That's how they're going to go into store in this mode. Not always easy getting it in there, especially when you've done it like this, but, you can do it like that. Take this, store it in one side or the other. It works on either. Like that. And for the figure itself, this is it. If you haven't got this, you're utterly shit out of luck. Because you need it. Attach this up here. You want to make sure that flap is folded out, at least I do. So I'm going to attach that last. Make sure those sections work. And 2 tabs up there, and slots. Right. No, seems I folded that out a bit too far. But yeah, you do kind of want to make sure that things are lined up first. Put these up a little bit so that you can use a bit more leverage to get that lined up. Just make sure. Make sure. I also fold out the ears every now and then to make sure. And then make sure that lines up as well. Kind of fold that out. Yeah. Just make sure he's lined up. It's one of those you want to make sure. And, yeah. To get everything straightened out. It is position him how you want him. Like position the tusk how you want them. And that's it. That is Transformers Age of the Primes Leader Class Big Convoy. What did I think of this figure? He's a really nice figure to have in your collection. Any problems with him? Well, the only one I can imagine is if you lose this, you're a goner. But, I mean, otherwise, not really. A lot of features to him, Oh, and articulation in this mode, almost forgot. Legs go forwards this far, and not really a lot of backwards, just forwards. This can rotate, that goes up, about that far. This goes up, that goes down, up. So, within reason, you can ears move forwards, backwards, but otherwise he's a brick. You can pose him a bit, but not much. He's a really nice figure overall. Hope you liked this video, and have a great time. And as always, see you later.